Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians, and we got a lot to jump into, so let's just get right into it. My man Talent is in the building. T, what's up, bro? How you doing, sir?
Everything good on this end, my brother. How about you, copacetic?
Yeah, I can't complain. I saw you live this morning, well, a little bit of it, so y'all were fine.
Well, you got to go back and watch the whole thing. It's very crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure it is. My man Fig is also in the building. Fig, what's happening, bro? How you doing?
Bringing the sexy as always.
Yes, we are. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, I'm talking about me, not you.
Yeah. Okay.
Ouch.
All right.
Let me get sexy over there. Hold on a second.
So, T, where you at? Because you don't look like you home, bro. That's for sure.
I'm in Sexyville, Virginia. And this is where they build sexy at. You know, I had to come out here and get a little Kim Reed touch up. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, be careful out there because Sexyville is right next to Lynchville.
So he ain't lying. Let's jump into the show. While we wait for other guys to jump into the show, man. I saw some news. Obviously, I like to always start with the news that a lot of people aren't talking about, or just raise your eyebrow. Raising my eyebrow today is the protester who I was watching the game the other night when the Rams was playing, and there was I don't know if anybody at home even notices this. We hear that somebody may run on the field and everything else, but the cameras will never show that person. You have to see it on social media, right? And I think that's because of the license and everything else. Well, we think they didn't do that on Monday night because I got to tell you, this guy who got tackled by Bobby Wagner is suing Bobby Wagner and the NFL for being tackled as he ran on the field. According to the law, it looked like he has a case. Bobby Wagner was not supposed to touch him. It was up to the security, so he's suing for that. And he's suing for damages and being hurt, and tackled, and everything else. So, I had to throw that out there to you first, T. What's your thoughts on literally the guy suing Bobby Wagner? It's something I've never seen before.
I think that I don't think he has a case. I'm going to tell you why. The same way they would say, "Oh, this is the security's job." The same way Bobby Wagner could say, "I felt threatened because down here, this is the players' arena that they're supposed to be guarded from the fans." That's the whole reason of the separation. So if you violate the separation and run out there, just like anybody else in self-defense, I felt threatened. You're in my space, and I felt like I don't know what you're gonna do down there. So I didn't, punch you, whatever. I just tackled you to stop the situation because you're just, you got these streakers. We don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah, it might be just some funny prank with let me get naked and run naked and moon the crowd. But then again, with the time we live in, with these bombers. You know what I mean? These suicide bombers and these people that go around doing things, we don't know.
Right.
So I think Bobby, on his defense, he got a great case of once you cross that line, because believe it or not, people don't read the little fine print on the tickets. It says that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a code of conduct and everything that goes along with a ticket to a game.
Yeah. You agree to be able to not run on the field. You agree to keep that code of conduct. Yep. You agree to all that stuff when you purchase the ticket. So I don't think the case is going anywhere either. But his attorneys, like he's saying, he's having something. So Fig, what's your take on this, man? The protester literally saying he thinks he has a case, and his attorneys think that he has a case. And you agree with T?
I'd like to agree with T, but I know for a fact there was a gentleman that had his house broken into. And where the guy broke into the house, there was like this stuff that was on the ground. The guy tripped and busted his head, and he sued a guy and won. He sued a homeowner and won. And so it's just kind of funny to me sometimes when people sue, you just never know. The laws are so twisted and crazy nowadays. You never can tell. But I'll just say this: in the courtroom, if the guy sues, if he wins, Bobby Wagner should be able to hit him again, because just to get his money's worth.
I gotta say that I might have to agree with Fig on that one, bro. You hit him again because we all know.
All for that part.
Yeah, it's about litigation. You know what I mean? You got to say too, like what Fig just said. It's about litigation too. Depending on how good your attorney is, you know what I mean. Yeah, you can win and lose. So anyway. Speaking of interesting things, I'm going to prepare you for this one, T. I'm glad you're sitting down. The other night, I was watching the game, There was a game, you know, the game we were talking about between the kid who's 7'4" and everything else.
Right.
I saw this item. I meant to mention it yesterday that I thought was hilarious. So it's a G League game and everything else. There was a guy who's on the court at the time. He's 34 years old. He's a black Frenchman. His name is, he plays for the Metropolitans 92. His name is Steve Ho You Fat. That's his name. His name is Steve Ho You Fat. So every time he would run up and down the thing, when Sports Center was reading the announcement and everything else, Kevin Hart came up there and had me crack it up too, because it was like, yeah, Ho You Fat, and goes up for a layup. Ho You Fat. Bro, I tell you, it was hilarious. And what people weren't understanding was that this was a black man who basically was raised in China, and his mom and dad, his mom raised him and everything else, and her last name was Ho You Fat. You know what I mean? But when you put it out in American, it spells out as Ho You Fat. So tell me what you think about when this name was being broadcast on the G. Everybody was paying attention to the game. It made international news, and now this 31-year-old player is now famous. So you tell me what you think about this name and how this translates.
Well, it's not a bad name. I mean, all respect due. It's all good until you're sitting in a room at a strip club with a bunch of big girls. You know, Ho You Fat. You fat. Your mama fat. Oh, that's his name. It's Steve Ho You Fat. You don't know Steve? Steve. Show me your ID. And they say, Ho You Fat. Listen, the point is, there's a lot of funny names out there. Let's just be real. Like, I laugh at names all the time. You know what I mean? If you say to any Asian American what their name is, they have an American name, but because they Americanized when they got over here. But you ask them what's your real name, like wherever you're from, whether it's in Mandarin or whatever, and they all got like some funny names that translate funny in English. Ho You Fat. If you take it to a country where they don't have hoes, who's offended? Only in America you're offended because it's the home of the hoes. So, you need to work out, chick, because ho you fat.
Big, how do you even fix your face right to even say it, bro? Oh, my man Mike Sean's in the building too. Mike, I'm gonna bring you up in a second. I see you, Mike. So Fig, how do you say this, man, if you're trying to literally commentate a game, bro? How you do this?
Well, quiet is kept. Superstar singer Lizzo is also from China, and I believe that's her last name. I believe her name is Lizzo Ho You Fat.
Lizzo. Oh my God!
And it's a cousin to another famous artist that most people don't know is Bitch You Ugly. Now, Frank, I know what that sounds like, but I actually said bits, B-I-T-S. And so for the sponsors, I just want the sponsors to know that I did not curse. God. I said bits, you ugly.
Oh my God. He choked up himself.
Oh my God. Yo, but listen, Tom was right, man. We had a joke back at this old joke that said, how the Asian people name their children. He said they throw silver and whatever sound it makes, that's what they name them, like Ching Wong.
No.
Wang you.
That's so racist.
I know. Listen, it's an old racist joke. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. I'm not saying the joke. I'm just saying that was a joke that was out there. But that's gonna be hilarious if this dude ever makes it to the NBA. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he definitely won't from the way he was playing. We ain't even talking about that. He was horrible. But he made it to the G League. My man Mike Sean, man, what you think about Steve Ho You Fat becoming famous literally because of his name? Definitely not because of his ball playing ability.
Y'all killing this dude so heavy. like chill for a minute. Like just a minute.
Oh my God.
The fact that you're going in like this, like I'm like, all right, He's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
He's gonna be okay.
he'll be all right.
He'll have a career for like 5, 7, maybe 8 years, and he'll be good. But the fact that y'all killing this dude is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, he's a kid. Like, what are we doing here? We're judging him based on being Patrick Ewing, based on him being Akeem Olajuwon. No, he's just a dude that's coming into the league. I don't understand the big deal.
We'll figure it out. You know what? He got time. We'll figure it out. But we gonna keep it moving, man. Because you know what the next story is. We got to talk about T. We were texting each other all day about this one. My man Draymond Green ended up throwing a punch at practice, hit Jordan Poole. Now the word came out that Jordan Poole called him a triple single and then scored on him, and that's what got him upset. You know what I mean? So they were going back and forth. He said, "You ain't nothing but a triple single." And we keeping you, you know, for what you did in the past. But he kept calling him triple single at practice. And then obviously he got mad at that and he threw a punch. So that's what, you know, word came out from that. So what's your take on that, man? You know, people fighting at practice fight, you know, players, you know, they fight. So what's your take?
Do we know who won?
No.
I would have a bet that I know the winner. First of all, the size of the guy, the swing on this guy is not adding up with me. At this stage and point of the game, the insecurities are kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about this week in and week out every time we get to the NBA and we get to Golden State and we get to the name Draymond Green and Mike pounds it home. A couple of guys pounded the point home that, you know, we've seen the best of them. And it might be time to deal them while you can still deal them and add something that helps the team for the future franchise. But I think that's settling mentally. It's one thing for people to think that. Is another thing for you to think that mentally. So the fact that you threw a punch means there's some validity to the comment in your own mind. Not public opinion, but in your own mind. Because he's hitting you with what we would call snaps. Like, me and Fake could ball and snap on each other all day. You know who's going to get upset if you hit a nerve, meaning you hit something that has some validity in the other person's thinking. That means there's somewhere in there. You done played yourself, Draymond. You done let us know that you know what we know. The person that swings when people are just throwing verbal shots at each other, verbal is one thing. There's not even a charge unless you're threatening the life of somebody. Verbiage means nothing.
You think the team should suspend him?
I think a suspension is if he did something that involved another team in the league. I think this is a fraud. I think you hit that pocket because this is in-house, what we call in-house. You know what I mean? Like suspension, that's something like if this was a game and the season was going on, and he did this to another team that was involved in all that, then we talking suspension. But because it's in-house, it's preseason or practice or whatever, and it's your teammate, oh, this is a pocket hitter.
Okay. All right. Fig, tell me what you think about Draymond Green throwing a punch. Let me just say this. Town doesn't think he should be suspended. When Draymond Green had an altercation before with Kevin Durant and he called him the B word, they suspended him for 1 game in-house. You know what I mean? So now he threw a punch. Talk to me what you think. Should he be suspended? And what's your thoughts about him having to fight after that?
No. I think what happened is that with the Kevin Durant thing, it was during the game. It was in earshot of fans, referees, and stuff like that. So I think that's what the suspension was about. This one here is in practice. It's with your own teammates. If you think that this is the only scruff, if you will, dust up that happens in practice on an NBA team, you have lost all of your marbles because it's competitive, it's contentious, and these things happen all the time. I think I I went back. I think we texted back and forth last night and said Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the eye. He got a black eye. He called him up. He apologized, and they won an NBA championship. I think I heard a report earlier today where Draymond Green and Jordan Poole went out for drinks, and they squashed the whole thing. These are the kind of things that when I was a kid, used to get into a fight with a dude before shooting and stabbing became extremely popular. And this dude would be your best friend after the fact. Draymond Green, believe it or not, no matter what people want to talk about stats or his impact or whatever and stuff like that, when Draymond Green is not on the floor, the Golden State Warriors are on the championship team. I don't care what nobody says. Last year, when Draymond Green played, they were the top 3 team in the NBA. When he was out for that injury, they dropped all the way down into the 20s. Mm-hmm. When Draymond Green got suspended during that championship run, when they was playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were up 3-1. They ended up losing that series. Draymond Green has such an impact on the Golden State Warriors. I don't think I know for a fact that people don't realize his true impact, but guess who does? The Golden State Warrior players, their front office, and their coaches know the value of Draymond Green because they paid him as such.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, Mike, do you think Draymond Green should be suspended? And what's your thoughts on how Golden State should handle this? Because like I said at the beginning of this, Draymond Green threw a punch, hit Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was inciting it. Everything else, everybody says that. He was calling him a triple single. He was instigating it. What you think?
At the end of the day, the metaphoric end of the day, somebody hits me, I'm going to hit them back. Mm-hmm. And we leave it at that. Like, if you're going to punch me in the face, I'm punching you back. I'm not Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. I probably can't be Fig or Talent in a fight. But if you hit me and you swing, I'm swinging back. And then we can call it a day. We're like, all right, we're done. But there's a lot that's going on right now with the Golden State Warriors right now. Like to make it this much of a issue doesn't make any sense. Charles Oakley punched somebody on the Knicks.
For the record, Talent, he didn't mention my name, so I think he could bust my ass. Just want y'all to know that.
Oh, my bad, Frank. Frank, my bad. You do.
Yeah, I think he can bust my ass too. So it's all good though. It's all fun in the sun. Ain't that what they say? T? It's all fun in the sun.
I got money on Mike.
Now there we go. Finn, you got your money on me or Mike? I just want to know. You got your money on me or Mike?
Go.
Man, I'm not doing that, man. Y'all my brothers. I love y'all, man. Y'all better not fight. I'm going to be highly upset.
No, you're not a good bettor like me. Mike already got the boxing hoodie on, the headphones. Frank too comfortable on that couch. Mike is in the middle of the room on just a table. Frank is comfortable couch. Yeah, he too comfortable. Frank is Tyson, versus what your boy Buster Douglas. Mike already got the Buster Douglas hoodie on.
Yo, Frank, I once had to go to an emergency because I had a heated argument.
I was sitting right there behind you because I be arguing too. I was sitting right behind you. All right, man. So let's keep it moving, man. My man LeBron James came out with some news and said that he wants to buy an expansion team going to Las Vegas. He wanted to be dibs in on that. People were surprised because they were really basically talking to him about the game, about the Lakers, the way they played and everything else. The biggest news up to that moment, maybe LeBron did this as a purpose, because the biggest news really should have been that like 5 minutes before the game, AD was like, yeah, I got back soreness, back tightness. I can't play. I'm not, that should have been the news. That should have been the lead. LeBron comes out and says, yeah, I think I want to get an expansion team. Came out of nowhere, out of left field. I'm sitting there saying, bro, that was pretty slick of you to do that. I mean, you read between the lines. I think that's why he did it. But hey, what's your take on LeBron James making a statement that he wants to get in on an expansion team moving to Vegas?
See, you think it's a diversion of the news.
Yeah.
No, I think he's tired of this Negro. You know how tired of a Negro you got to be for a whole new team?
Yeah.
The Negro done bounced around 3 or 4 teams already. I'm done bouncing. I need a team. I'm tired of this. This is crazy. What happened to AD? We heard AD. AD is out and questionable for a splinter. He said, that's enough, man. I want a team in Vegas. I think it's great. I think that, see, this is the part of money that most black folks don't understand. And I'm proud of LeBron for this. Because guaranteed, if he starts his franchise team or be a part of it, it will be with minimum amount of his own money.
Right.
Exactly.
There's money and influence. When you're big like LeBron, there's 5 or 10 billionaires that'll line up and give you what you need to get it done.
Yep.
They know you are actually attached to this, and this is going to be you. They want to be in bed with you. They want to be in bed with one thing I've learned from doing these charities every year for these NBA players is the people that are attending and the people that are actually cutting the checks to raise these money to send these kids to college. And it ain't, for the most part, it ain't the other athletes. They're there as Paul's eye candy for the average rich dude who the CEO of Audi's there every year. You know what I mean? Like the CEO of this golf company and Winchester Gun Company. All these people that got all these big pockets and corporations, but they're doing it because it gives them they're buying access.
Yes.
To be around these level people that they want to be around. That the average Joe off the street can't just walk in and sit down and have a coffee with Bernard King. These guys can.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Fig, I'm going to throw this out there and say, if anything, LeBron James will probably become a franchise owner faster than most ex-NBA players ever in the history of the NBA. But I also want to ask you, do you think it was a diversion about Anthony Davis?
No, because the Anthony Davis thing is out. You know what I mean? He was held out because of back soreness and back tightness, and what happened was he was working out with LeBron James, and LeBron James attempted to put a battery in his back, and it got tight, and it caused him some injuries. So, no, man, look. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Here's the players. I mean, I love the fact that Michael Jordan is a majority owner in the team. Here's another player I'd love to see along with LeBron James. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. These are the type of dudes that I'd love to see own the NBA franchise because they did so much for the game, for the culture. LeBron James is just an amazing businessman and probably, if you think about it, is a savant because of what he's been able to do from such an early age. I'd love to see an NBA franchise in Vegas because we talked about it. Summer League is out in Vegas and it does extremely well. And the fans come out, they support in great numbers. And this is just Summer League. Could you imagine what it would be like with an NBA franchise in Vegas? It would be absolutely amazing. I would love to see something like that happen. And I'd love to see LeBron James as the face of that particular team.
Well, now to be on the flip side of that thing, I could say that people would say that a lot of people come to the Las Vegas to see the Summer League and they don't have that steady they won't have that steady attendance. But you might be right. Who knows? I think they should do an expansion team too. Mike, what's your take on this, bro? LeBron James says he wants to own an expansion team in Vegas. Do you think he dropped that news because he wanted the news of not focusing on Anthony Davis? Because that would have been the biggest news of the night. You know what I mean?
I don't want to be like super disrespectful, but he doesn't care about Anthony Davis. He's doing this because he wants to own a franchise. And he's put it out there basically saying, I'm LeBron James. I want to own a franchise. I want it to be in Vegas. You got the Raiders in Vegas, like Talon said, and now you're going to have the it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. There's so much money to be made if you own an organization in Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely right, Mike. Absolutely right.
You got the Raiders, and now you better have the Brownies.
Yeah, you're gonna have
and I'm gonna bring my son. And yeah.
Yo, and his number one sponsor will be Brawny paper towels.
Oh my God.
So before we jump into the NFL and we talk about NFL, other things involved with the NFL and the game tonight and all that other stuff, man, I wanted to ask you guys a quick question. I want to see if you guys even did it real fast. So I'm starting with you, T, because you always first. Give me your top 5 favorite Super Bowl QB performances. Not top 5 favorite Super Bowls, but your favorite top 5 Super Bowl QB performances. You know what I mean? Like
shit, if I was in a rush, Frank, I'd just throw Joe Montana and leave.
Yeah. And just go.
But I'm gonna say the last 2 Super Bowls San Fran won with Joe Montana. Those performances were crazy, astronomical, because not just because of Joe, but the connection with him and Jerry. Stupid. Even Roger Craig even got a piece of that. The one next to the last one. I mean, it was phenomenal performances. Joe, we learned from Joe, and every team took note. And after that last Super Bowl, the last 2, every team in their protocol adopted a 2-minute warning drill.
Mm-hmm.
He made every team do that. Like if you wasn't doing that already, you next year practice. Okay, let's run the 2-minute drill. It was a drill.
Yeah,
it became a drill with every team. So those to take up 2. I definitely got to give the performance of Aaron Rodgers in the one he won. I love that performance right there. I mean, he got busy. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, one of my most enjoyable ones, reluctantly so, but I like to give real props what props is due. Eli with the David Tyree catch on the helmet and all that.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Because even New York fans, we at that point of the game, even though it was a good game and everything, you kind of thought it was over.
Right.
You counted him out at that point.
Wow.
Even when he escaped the grasp to get that sucker off, for it to turn into what it is, and for him to capitalize on the moment and follow through and finish through and win that Super Bowl. Got to give him that. And last but not least, my favorite quarterback, Peyton Manning, in Denver. Great Super Bowl. I won a lot of money. I think I was in where the hell was I at? I think I was in Miami, like watching it in a hotel lobby at a big Super Bowl party. But those are my 5 right there.
Wow, you only got one of mine on that one. Let me see, Fig. Let me see if you got any of mine. Let me see. Fig, give me your top 5 favorite Super Bowl QB performances.
I went with Eli, the one where they defeated the Patriots and spoiled the undefeated season to match the Miami Dolphins. I remember where I was, man. I was at Cafe Lou's in the Bronx, and we were getting ready to perform, but the Super Bowl was on. And we watched the Super Bowl, and then we went on to destroy the place with
who cares?
Comedy. Anyway, Eli Manning. Number 2
that's one.
Is my man Doug Williams.
Ooh, I like that one. Uh-huh.
Shattered the myth that a black quarterback couldn't rise to the level of a championship type quarterback. I mean, he broke all kind of records, threw for like 4 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I mean, he just had an incredible performance, and at that point, it sort of dispelled the myth that a black man couldn't be a quarterback. And he came in after the starting quarterback, I forgot the name of the starting quarterback, had got injured as a replacement. Patrick Mahomes did the damn thing, man, and a comeback win against the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. I love comeback wins. Backup quarterback, another backup quarterback, Nick Foles, comes in and scores 41 points.
That was a good one.
Damn,
Absolutely amazing. A backup quarter. And then again, another backup quarterback comes in, win the Super Bowl. So Those were two of my backups. And last but not least, one of the most famous Super Bowl quarterback performances of all time. I went back a little bit for this one.
Don't say
Broadway Joe.
Ow.
Joe Willie Namath, baby. The Colts was a juggernaut that year, and they was running through the league almost like undefeated. And Broadway Joe came and said, look, he predicted that they were going to beat the Colts, win the Super Bowl, win in, did exactly that. And he just became famous for that one Super Bowl. That was the only one that he got. But the fact that he went up against that juggernaut, man, it was absolutely amazing performance. So that's my top 5: Joe Willie, Nick Foles, Patrick Mahomes, Eli Manning, and Doug Williams.
Okay, I like your 5. You ain't got mine either. So okay, Mike, you got top 5. Did you get a chance to do your top 5?
No, I don't. Hold on one second. What'd you say? Oh, Troy Aikman on 3 levels. Jeff Hostetler came through for the Giants, and I'll say Phil Simms.
Y'all, nobody got the game. All right, here's my 5. I got to give Kurt Warner for the year that the Rams won. I thought that was an amazing game. You know, it had the greatest show on turf. Obviously, I got Brady for the 28-3 win. You know, obviously I got that. Another again, Joe Montana. That's the one that I said that we all on that. But John Elway, that performance he did when the Broncos won, that was a hell of a Super Bowl game. I love that game.
Yes, sir.
And Brett Favre, when they beat the Patriots in 95, it was 95 and 96. That year, that was a hell of a QB performance. So that's my 5. That's my 5. You know, I thought for sure somebody's gonna get 3 or 4 of mine, but you know,
I love the Elway one, man.
Yeah, the Elway. Yeah.
Elway, he balled out that day. No pause. He had a hell of a game. Matter of fact, if you all remember correctly, he was towards the end of his career, and I think that might have been his last season. I think he retired after that game too.
After Atlanta, yep.
Yeah, I think he did. That was one of the best QB performances. That and Kurt Warner, greatest show on turf. Kurt Warner, he did his thing.
I can't think of his name. The running back. Wasn't the running back on that team? The one that used to wear the goggles.
Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
No, not. Was it Terrell Davis?
Yeah, I think it was.
What are you talking about? You talking about Denver?
Or the Rams?
Denver. You talking about Denver, right?
I thought no, the Rams.
The Rams was
Marshall Faulk.
Yep, he was mad.
Was it Marshall Faulk?
Yeah, he's still mad at the Patriots.
I thought what's his name got one, man. God, dog, I can't think of his name. He's tall. He wore the goggles, and he ran upright.
That was Steve. Shut
up.
That was Troy. That was Troy.
It was Dickerson. I think it was Eric Dickerson. Dickerson.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the Broncos tonight playing the Colts, man. And the Broncos, obviously, they got Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is a little bit injured. Everything else, right shoulder injury. He's supposed to play tonight. Matt Ryan is the QB, and my man T is always the man who always looks at the game and he sets the betting trends. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all. I'm gonna shock the world. I'm going with the Colts tonight, bro. I'm going with the Colts. That's what I'm going.
No, that's a good thing. Going with the Colts because the Colts, when you look at them coming out the gate the first couple of weeks, and then you look at week 3, some fluke thing happened, and they got their ass beaten, didn't show up at all. So I look for tonight, come back, and given the tweaks and injuries on the other side, I keep telling you, Russell has yet to impress me. Maybe it'll happen tonight, but I'll put my money on the Colts too, Frank.
Yeah, I got my money on the Colts because even though Jonathan Taylor's hurt and everything else, I think that they're a much better team than their record says. That's just what I think. And I don't think the Broncos are good at all. I watched them play twice. I don't see it. But that's my opinion. Fig, talk to me. Do you think the Broncos are going to bounce back and Russell Wilson's going to get it together? Or you think the Colts are going to be able to put it together and shock a lot of people? Because everybody's picking the Broncos.
You know, my thing is that I was waiting for the Broncos to get that cohesiveness that I've been looking for. You know, your new team, new coach, new system, everybody to get that chemistry where they gel. And you know, when your back is up against the wall, you usually play at your best. At least the stars do, the great ones do. And I'm looking for Russell Wilson to have a flashback moment, man, and to be able to bring up some magic. So I'm looking for Russell Wilson and the Broncos to be able to get one, man, because they need it.
You know, one thing about you the Jesse Jackson. You be keeping hope alive. You know, for a dude that has 0 sleeves on right now, you don't even believe in sleeves, but you believe in Russell Wilson.
There you go with that.
Yo, man, listen. I don't know if you can tell by my quarterbacks that when we pick the 5 quarterback, I like underdogs. I really like underdogs. So, and that's pretty much why I'm picking, Russell Wilson, because I think they're underdog tonight.
No, he's not. They're favorite to win tonight.
No, but I'm saying I know that people made them favorites, but like they haven't done well. You know what I mean? He hasn't done well really all season long. Like we haven't seen the Seattle Seahawks Russell Wilson since he got to the Broncos. Right. So I'm looking for that Russell Wilson to show up. That's what I mean.
He said the people made them favorites, but still. That's the real one.
Well, I would say for the record, believe it or not, Russell Wilson been favored. They've been favored in almost every game they came out. So I'm trying to understand what Fig is saying. Like every game they've been every week. 5 weeks in. Okay, we think because of Russell Wilson doesn't mean it happened, but they always go, yeah, Russell Wilson is going to do it with the. I'm like, oh, I don't see it. I don't see it. But I understand what Fig's saying. He likes the underdogs. I get it. Michael Sean, man, you like the underdogs, or you going with Russell Wilson and the Broncos? Who you got?
I hate to admit, I agree with Fig. I think the Broncos are gonna win, and I take the underdog because my dog died today.
Oh wow!
Wait, what?
What?
In real life.
How old is your dog?
Oh man,
13.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. Man, God,
how are you gonna throw that out there like that, just like a casual note? And he's laughing. Like, that's not funny.
Well, you got to laugh to keep from crying, Frank. I mean, look at Fig's sleeveless shirt.
I'm wearing this sleeveless shirt in honor of Mike.
I'm not going to let Fig see me cry over that shirt. I'm going to make a joke.
Oh, okay.
I do pick the Broncos.
Okay, so you got the Broncos. All right, so let's keep it moving to you. I want to ask you, let's see. The Giants are not sure if Daniel Jones is going to play versus Green Bay. They're playing in London, man, and everybody's up in arms about the Giants because the Giants are down to their 3rd string QB, man. So I know we ain't asking you, well, we're going to do a lot of the picks tomorrow, but how you think the Giants are going to come out of this because they're vastly, when I say vast, like they're vastly favored to lose this game. You know what I mean? Coming in, even though they're playing in London.
Well, first of all, they're going to lose. Got nothing to do with personnel. You got a New York team in London. Are you crazy?
That's it, huh?
4 people ain't going to show up. They're going to be on that little subway, the underground. They're going to be playing around. It's a New York thing. Here's the thing, though. I wouldn't play him. First of all, let me make a note to you guys. I bet every week. The 1 games that I do not bet, I leave alone, are the overseas games. Mm-hmm. I don't feel comfortable with them at all. So I never bet those games. It's just weird to me. I don't want to wake up at 9:30 and the score's up already. That's too. I got to process.
Right.
You rest him. That's not. If we ain't learned nothing in the last 2 weeks with this tour thing and these injuries and protocols and concussions, if there's any doubt for getting questionable, just take a week off. Give them a week. They got enough cushion to rest their quarterback 1 week and then come back and play him.
Right. I 100% agree with you. Fig, in other news, Cincinnati is going against Pittsburgh, I think, this week. And Kenny Pickett is top of their QB depth chart, but people are saying that this could be the first season that the Pittsburgh Steelers could literally have a losing record. And some people in Steelers town are upset about that, bro. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's possible. But I like Kenny Pickett. I like Kenny Pickett, and he's played in big moments before and won. So I'd like to see what he does with a full game under his belt. You know what I mean? When you bring somebody off the bench in the middle of the game, sometimes they don't have everything all together. But this is the first time that Kenny Pickett is going to be taking snaps in practice with the 1st string team, and they get a chance to build a little chemistry. And I didn't think he did horribly last week. I think he'll be able to do the damn thing. That's who I wanted to be the starting quarterback from the very beginning. And like I said before, I thought that he would that they would end up putting him in about week 3 or 4. So this is the timing that I thought that he would get in anyway.
Michael Sean, my man Cooper Rush, is that his name? QB of Dallas Cowboys is playing. They playing the Rams this week, so he's starting this week. If he wins this game, what you think is going to happen with the Cowboys and Dak Prescott? What's your thoughts?
Oh, they'll put Dak back in, but there's going to be a controversy that goes on with the quarterback situation. And I had to pause because thought about my dog. But anyway, there's going to be a problem because Dallas wants to have Cooper Rush as their quarterback, and that's it.
Wow, I just got a text. Tom Brady officially retired just now.
What?
Yep, I just saw it just now. He officially filed his retirement. Yep, he just retired again. So that's terrible. So I'm gonna ask you what your thoughts are initially. If Tom Brady announced his retirement in the middle of the season, and Cole Beasley announced his retirement last night too. So I don't even know who the Bucs are playing this week. I don't know off the top of my head, but Tom Brady officially retired. So just now, literally.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you right now, Bucs got the Falcons 1 o'clock. They're in Tampa Bay. Falcons are at the Buccaneers, 1 o'clock game. Falcons, they're both 2-2.
Damn.
Yeah, that's flabbergasting. Like, damn, Antonio Brown.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking the same.
Oh, he's trying to save his marriage, though, T. Like, really? He's trying to save his marriage again. You know what I mean?
They already divorced.
Yeah.
No, they're just hiring divorce attorneys. They're not divorced.
That's what my wife said.
Yo, let me tell you this, bro. That takes a lot of process. That's just opened up a bunch of cans. Like,
wow.
So, damn.
Yeah, I just got the text. I'm waiting for it to pop up on SportsCenter.
So remember this. All right, the end of an era.
Yeah. Let me know. I gotta wait to see if we can confirm it, but that's what I got. Now I got that from two people. It looked like Tom Brady's retiring again. So we're gonna.
You know what they did?
Wow.
You know what they did? In the minute they start the divorce. See, when the divorce starts, right? Nobody plays fair. Nope. Divorce is, I don't know if you guys been through it or not, or know anybody's been through it. Ask anybody. Divorce is the worst thing. You think dudes complain about child support? Divorce? Yo, they pull out. They don't play fair at all. Like, I could see Giselle. She put the kids on the phone. Daddy, you don't love us.
I'm gonna throw my microphone away.
You don't love us, Daddy. You're gonna be in the house with Antonio.
It's terrible, bro. That's terrible.
Sleeping in the guest house, Daddy.
He was in the pool room. We didn't know.
Fig, I'm trying to wait till I can see it confirmed right now. But what are you thinking, Fig? What? T, you finished? I didn't want to interrupt you. You finished, T?
Daddy.
You finished, T?
Oh, hold up. Listen, this is Frank. This changes so much, though. Like, looking at the makeup of a Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. Let's take it off of the personal thing and just on the field. What does this mean for Tampa Bay? Does this instantly take a contender to mediocrity or worse?
Yeah, it really does. I gotta wait to see if I see it confirmed. Again, I gotta look because two people could be. You know how people are. I'm gonna see if I confirm it and everything else. But Fake, if Tom Brady did retire again, I'm waiting to see it on SportsCenter. What's your take on this, Brett, and how it's affect the Bucs? I gotta see if one of our fans, because I'm doing it live. I can't tell right now. So,
Here's the thing, Frank. Most people will tell you is a divorce is like having a death in the family. You know what I mean? It is really a tragic thing, especially when there's kids involved, because it's it really is a lot. And to be able to focus on what it is that you do, and to be able to do that at a high level while going through something like this is extremely difficult. Like when somebody's going through a divorce and they have a regular job, they usually don't do very well on the regular job. You know what I mean? So to be able to have to play at a high level as an NFL quarterback in the twilight of your career, I don't care how great you are, it's got to take its toll. You know, and you can see it. You can see it on Tom Brady's face. You can see that this whole thing has taken its toll on him. And I just feel bad about the whole situation because it's extremely manipulative for one individual to try to force another individual to do something that they really don't want to do. And marriage is no excuse for that type of behavior. It's just no excuse whatsoever.
Mike Sean, talk to me. Whether it's true or not, well, I'm gonna dive into it after we get off the show. The news of this, if it's true, could be this one of those things dismantling to a franchise. If it's false, he's still dealing with a divorce and he's still playing football anyway, and it's still problematic for him anyway. What's your take on Tom Brady's situation with the Bucs?
I'm gonna go back to talent saying, Daddy, why did you let that black man in the house? You knew better than to have a white woman who's pretty as hell. And like, Daddy, you should have known better.
Right.
There's no way I'm bringing a dude in my house in real life. I don't care who it is. So, I mean, it's shocking. It's beyond shocking. But we talked about this like at the beginning of the season when we were like, why is he coming back? What does he have to prove? There's nothing to prove. And now he's realizing, so what if I win another Super Bowl? Who cares? You've already established yourself as the GOAT. So, like, I don't get what the point was, and I feel bad for him in real life.
Well, you know what? Can I make a quick statement? Just real quick. The difference between an athlete and us, we can do this until we die. An athlete has a short window to be an athlete, and then it's over, and then they have to figure out something else to do with the rest of their life. So if you can do this, you want to do it for as long as you possibly can at the highest level that you possibly can, and then you want to get out. You know what I mean? And then you get out, but you want to do it for as long as you possibly can, because after that, it's over. And then you have to find something else to do. We have the benefit of being able to do this. Like most entertainers and comedians, we do it until death. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And these athletes don't have that opportunity.
But I just want to concur with this. What Tom Brady did is ridiculous. You've already overcompensated for everything you've ever done in your. No quarterback has done what he's done. Yeah, so
he's not doing it for the records. He's doing it for the love of the game.
Like I understand what Fig said. If you still do it, you do it till you can, because it's not a thing that you're gonna have a choice after a while anyway. I mean, granted, I want to choke Fig because the way he says athlete, but if I say that one more time, I'm gonna lose it. Athlete. Because the athlete. Athlete. Let me say this, Frank. Checking the wire, the only last thing put out 40 minutes ago about the divorce and Tom Brady was that she's steering the fight. She's the one pushing forward with the divorce. She's in the driver's seat. So that says a lot right there. Obviously, to everyone around him, you know, he's hurting behind this. That's what makes what you just said have validity. Even before we get the actual confirmation, it gives it validity because the person that's steering it, that's you know, the forefront of this thing, and also the person that seems, you know, hurt from the thing, it ain't the same two people. So it gives it validity to this story already without it being confirmed. Now, my question would be, the bigger question is this: I don't understand when people do things to force the hand of another person to be somewhere like she said, they may not want to be at that moment in time. I don't want you if I got to force you to be here.
Right.
No.
That
Yeah.
negates the whole point of this union. If I want a union with somebody because I think we're on the same page and we make a great team together, you're happy, I'm happy, that makes sense. What don't make sense is, oh, I'm going to go over here for a while, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you said get over here. And we go back and forth. And I got to go this far as to get the divorce lawyer to threatening you to come back. Now I already know I'm forcing you to be somewhere you don't want to be in this moment in time. Who wants that relationship?
Well, Tom Brady's on live right now on Sports Center, so we'll figure it out after the show's over. But let's keep it moving, man. And
But
I want to get
Frank, real quick. Tom probably told her last year was my last year. I'm not playing again. And then he changed his mind.
Women change their mind all the time.
When you tell a woman that I'm doing this and then you do that, they get very upset with you.
Yeah, we got to move because time ain't on my side. So let me get this in there right now real quick. Donovan Mitchell debuted last night. I want your thoughts real fast, T. Tell me what you think about Donovan Mitchell last night, because when he debuted for the Cleveland Cavaliers, he finished with 16.5 assists, even though they lost 113 and 112 in Philly, the 76ers. Overall, when their starters were playing, Cleveland was overall in a commanding position because of Donovan Mitchell. And people are saying that Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers can make a good run in the playoffs. Your thoughts on Donovan Mitchell playing with the Cavaliers? And let's not forget in the back burner, that team might be ready for LeBron. Your thoughts, T?
Well, I hate the Cavaliers. I hate any team that has Donovan Mitchell other than the New York Knicks. So I'm going to say no. They're not doing nothing.
Okay.
People believe you need more people.
Okay. But
there's no player. We all know what he can do individually. But is he going to run into that same problem that these young players that are really super dope run into, where they don't have enough help at the right positions? They don't have the stamina and legs under them because I didn't look at it, but this is just me hypothetically speaking. Any team that's gone far in any playoff situation and eventually to the chip has to be able to play 8 deep. Remember, I said you have to be able to play consistently 8 deep. You have to be able to go to that bench for at least 3 more players. If you do not have access to those 3 players to complement those starting 5 players, you're not going nowhere.
Well, Fig, I'm going to throw this out there. I think Cleveland Cavaliers is lining up to be the team with LeBron, sails into the sunset with. To me, the writing's on the wall. I don't think he's going to retire as a Laker. That's what I'm saying. What's your thoughts, man, on the news of Donovan Mitchell making his debut? Cleveland, so they there. What's your thoughts?
I mean, they looked decent last night. I was watching it. They looked good when Donovan Mitchell was playing, but they still have to build that team chemistry. These guys have to figure each other out when they're going to get the ball and stuff like that. It's almost like he was talking about when Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors. It takes a minute, and when LeBron went to Miami, it takes a minute to build that chemistry before they could do something special. But they did look good. Maybe LeBron James will end up back in Cleveland. Like I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they have a great nucleus. You know what I mean? And he don't have to move a lot of pieces to be able to go there. Because they have some great players. But I'll tell you one thing: if he does go there, that team is not going to be as young as it is right now, because LeBron does not like young players. He likes old dudes. He likes older players, older veterans.
Okay, all right.
Mike Sean, make that clear.
Mike Sean, you think they're LeBron? You think the Cleveland Cavaliers are LeBron ready? You know what I mean? Ready for that to happen now?
LeBron set the whole thing up. He knows he's going to wind up ending his career in Cleveland, where he wants to. Thig makes a good point about young players, but Donovan Mitchell is not a young player.
I want to talk about the stars.
And
I'm talking about the role players.
And Kevin Love is coming off the bench. So that's another dude that he's familiar with. And he'll bring his son there, and he might want to buy in the team.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good possibility. All right, so the show's just about wrapped up. I think officially, I want to make sure we get our picks, and then the Broncos are playing tonight. T, I know you got some money on this on something because you always got money somewhere on something. Officially, who you going with?
Well, Frank, I've been a member of the Mile High Club. So,
For real?
I'm gonna go. For real. Well, see, here's the thing. I've done both. I was a member of the Mile High Club, and I had sex on a horse. So I'm gonna go with the Colts to win the
You both, huh? All right. How can they find you, bro? How can they find you?
I don't know.
In the air, a mile high.
I'm gonna tell you how you can find me. Breaking news: Talent Jr. is back on stage November 1st at Caroline's on Broadway. That's where you.
There you go.
Caroline, Tuesday, November 1st. My boy, fully recovered, back in the game of comedy.
There you go. Congratulations. Fig, give me your pick and tell us where they can find you.
I'm gonna go with Denver tonight. I think that Russell Wilson really has to come out and do something special to save the season of the Broncos. So I'm gonna go with him tonight. Just put my push my chips to the middle. And if you want to find me, I've never been a part of the Mile High Club, but I'm a part of the I-95 Club. You know, you haven't done anything special until you've done it on I-95.
Listen, I don't even know how you do it in the air. I don't even know how. I don't see how.
In the bathroom, Frank. Jesus Christ.
The bathrooms is way too small. They too small.
That makes it even better.
It's called the Honda Accord. Like, what are you talking about?
You just have to do short moves.
Too tiny. Mike Sean, who you got tonight? And tell us everyone how we can find you.
I got the Broncos tonight. And follow me at I'm really hurt about my dog dying.
Where's your dog's name?
Dino.
Dino. God bless the spirit, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Dino.
You said what?
It was 14 years old, your dog?
13.
13. I got my oldest dog is 15 right now.
Oh,
yeah, my dog died three months ago. My dog lived 18 years with us. You remember that? My dog was with us for 18 years.
That's a great dog's life, brother.
Yeah, that's a great dog life. I didn't think it was that long, but it's a long time. Anyway, let's get ready to roll up out of here. That's Talent. That's Fig. That's Mike. Rodney Perry and Dave, the business bully, should be back with us. Definitely beginning of next week. We're going to talk about tomorrow. We still didn't get to this baseball. I've been trying to get to the baseball series because the Mets are playing today and Houston's playing today. I wanted to talk about that. I guess we're going to have to talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you all for watching. The show's called Box Seats. We're on the Humor Mill channel. We're going to be on 3 times today, and we're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to do the rest of the picks, and we're going to definitely talk about tonight's preseason game between the Heat and the Nets. Got to talk about that tomorrow too. Thank you all for watching. We'll see y'all. Peace.